everybody, and welcome back to my channel and to video number 5. Today I created a blue eyeshadow look using two palettes. The first is the Moon Dust palette by Urban Decay and the Smashbox Double Exposure palette. I created this look inspired by the fact that Eid is coming up, and Eid is just the Muslim celebration for the end of Ramadan, and so that's why I'm going to start a little mini series on my channel called EID-SPIRATION, and it's just going to be certain, like, a few looks that I think are going to be on trend for Eid and perfect to go with a lot of different outfits. And the second thing that inspired this blue look in particular was Raat, which is the start of Ramadan. So for Muslims, we follow a lunar calendar. That means we look at the moon to let us know what when a month is starting and when a month is ending. And so I was inspired to create a blue nighttime look with a little bit of silver in the inner corner to represent the moon. And I really hope you enjoy the video. I think this is perfect not just for Eid but also for just going out and a nice dinner. And if you do like the video, please consider subscribing and liking the video, and you can also follow me on Instagram. It is at Rabs Beauty. And I really hope you enjoy the video, and let's just get into it. So I've already prepped my face for makeup. I moisturized my skin using the Caudalie moisturizer and then the Smashbox primer water. Next, I'm just going to be going in with the NARS Radiant Longwear Foundation in the shade Syracuse. And I'm just going to work that onto my skin with a damp beauty blender. Okay. Next, I'm going to conceal under my eyes and down the center of my face. I'm going to be using the Maybelline Age Rewind Dark Circle Eraser, and I'm just going to create a triangle shape underneath my eyes. So just like lines that get shorter as I go across. 3 lines on the top of my forehead, and then a line going down my nose and on my chin. And this is just to highlight your face and bring it out a little bit more. This concealer, I noticed, works better if you wait a second or like a few seconds to blend it out. It gets a little tacky, and I feel like it retains its concealing a lot better. Forgot, I'm also gonna conceal the top of my eyelids and also use this to prep for eyeshadow. And then next, I've actually tried cream contouring. I did it once and I think it came out pretty decent. So I'm going to be using the Fenty matchstick in the shade Mocha. This isn't as dark of a contour as I would like, but I feel like for a beginner, it's easy, and it doesn't, like, it allows me to like make a few mistakes and it not like impact too much. But I am probably gonna go back and get a deeper shade just so that it's a little bit more prominent that I contoured. So I just contoured my cheekbones, the temples, around my nose, and then under my jawline. And with this, don't let it sit for too long. It does tend to dry really fast. So I'm just going to be using the round side of the beauty blender and blend that into my skin by pressing it in. Okay, next I'm just going to set all of my face using the Coty Airspun Loose Setting Powder. For me, Eid is usually, it's going to fall on June 17th or 18th, and it's usually a little bit more hotter, and I've noticed my makeup usually tends to start like I sweat so much because of the heat. So I'm just going to heavily bake a little bit, which I just do for most events anyways. I'm gonna take it under my eyes. And then on top of my eyes, and then just down the whole center of my face to make sure that this powder absorbs any of those oils and keeps them at bay. So I'm just gonna let this sit for a bit and do my eyebrows really quick off camera, and then we'll come back and finish off the rest of the look. Next, I'm just going to bronze up my skin using my Sephora Micro Smooth powder in the shade Deep and the Morphe Y11 brush. And I'm just going to hit this everywhere that I use that Fenty Mocha matchstick and just set it down. Next, I'm going to apply blush. I'm going to go with something a little bit more very neutral actually. This is the Tarte Amazonian Clay blush in the shade Feisty. It's a sample, deluxe sample size. And I'm just going to be using the Luxie large angled brush and just pushing that into my cheeks. Okay, because the eyes are so dramatic, I do like to go in with not such a blinding highlight because I want the focus to be my eyes. So I'm just going to be using the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Duo, and I'm just going to go in with the center shade and this shade right here, these two. And I'm just going to hit the tops of my cheekbones, my nose, Cupid's bow, and then just drag it from my brow bone up towards my temple. I like this highlight because I feel like it's more of a natural, like, lit from within look as compared to, like, you know, like I really do enjoy like the Dose of Colors, Fuego, and the Makeup Forever highlights when I'm looking for something a little bit more intense. But on the day-to-day, I actually really just enjoy like a lit from within look. So I'm going to be going in with the Smashbox Double Exposure palette and going in with this beautiful navy blue shade right here on a e.l.f. smudge brush. It's a little bit shorter, so it helps me prevent a lot of fallout. So I'm just doing that. I'm just gonna pack that all over my eyelid. I was inspired to create this blue look because for those of you that don't know, it's when we start Ramadan or any particular month, we follow a lunar calendar. So before we start fasting, we actually go out and look for the moon to let us know that it's, you know, Ramadan and we can start fasting now. And so it's called Chandrat, and so I was like, okay, like a blue eyeshadow look to start off the EID-SPIRATION series would just be so good because, you know, like nighttime and like the nighttime sky is what starts us off. And also I just feel like blue is so on trend right now. I don't know if it's because of the whole KKW X Mario palette or if it was just a color in Mario, because Mario is pretty much, I'm sure, on trend with all the trends that are coming up in the makeup industry, and I'm sure he's also partly a creator of it because he's so respected in the industry. So I feel like we'll probably be seeing a lot of blue. So I just packed that onto the eye, and then I did create kind of a V on the outer corner. It's not like a dramatic V, it just helps elongate the eye a little bit, so you can see this one looks a little bit more rounded and this one looks a little bit more pulled out, but it's not a dramatic, I don't think it's a dramatic cat eye. So I'm just messily placing this onto the eyelid because I am going to be blending over it. And it's okay if you get a little bit of fallout. I'm just going to wipe that away at the end. So I'm just going to do that really quick to the other eye. So I'm going to blend out that crease using the Moda Pro 430 brush, and I'm just going to go in with this light shade at the end, and I'm just going to start working that into that blue to help diffuse it and blend it up towards the crease to create more of a gradient effect. So I'm just gonna go back in and touch up a little bit. I feel like I came a little too low with that blending color, but it did a good job of just diffusing that color upwards. When I play with colors nowadays, I really just like, you know, like having that one color diffused all the way up instead of too much of a gradient, because I want the focus to be that color and not so much like other colors working with it. I just really like the look of a super blown out colorful eyeshadow look. So next, to add a little bit of pop, I'm going to be going in with the Urban Decay Moon Dust palette, and I'm going to be going in with the shade Vega with my finger, and I'm just going to pat that on top of the eyeshadow. So you can see it lightens it up a little bit. I feel like it brings it more closer to that KKW shade of that more cadet blue instead of a navy blue. And I really like Urban Decay's Moon Dust eyeshadows. They're one of my favorite, like, to add glam to a look, because they're really easy to work with. I feel like they don't really fall out, and they're not like over the top glitter, but they're reflective enough to where it adds a little something to your look. Next, I'm going to tightline and line my waterline using the Estee Lauder Double Wear eye pencil in the shade Onyx. Once I've lined my eyes, I'm going to go back into that navy blue shade and with the same e.l.f. smudge brush and tapping off the excess, I'm just going to blend my lower lash line. And then just going back in with that Moda Pro brush, I'm going to just blend out those edges. I'm not putting any extra color on there. This is just to diffuse it. And as a final step, I'm going to highlight the inner corner of and I'm going to be using this silver shade right here. And I'm using a Morphe M213. And I'm just going to pack that in the inner corner. If your outfit's more gold, I think that this would look just as stunning with a really gold inner corner. I just really like, again, because my inspiration is nighttime and the moon, I just feel like this silver is more fitting. And now I'm just going to go around and dust off that excess. When you're dusting off excess eyeshadow, make sure you're using a super light hand because you don't want to blend it into your skin. You want to just take it off. So I just always hold the brush from really far away and barely touch my face with it, just to ensure I'm not blending that fallout into my skin. Okay, and then I'm going to be going in with the Bella Pure Banana Setting Powder and just lightly dusting a little bit of this underneath my eyes to help brighten it up again. Just placing that there. Next, I'm just going to curl my lashes and apply mascara, dust this brightening powder off, and then be right back. Now, just to finish off the look, I'm going to be going in with one of my favorite lipsticks of all time. This is Wet n Wild's Liquid Catsuit Lipstick in Give Me Mocha. It's one of my favorite nudes, and it's a really comfortable formula as well. Okay, you guys, and that completes this look. I really hope you enjoyed watching it and that you are able to recreate it. I really wanted to create a blue eyeshadow look without using the KKW palette, and I think that this turned out really nice. I really like the hue of blue that I was able to get for mixing those two eyeshadows together. And to anyone who is celebrating Ramzan Mubarak, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!